All right. We should almost end it now. It's Friday, so you know what that means. Let's welcome tonight's guest. He looks like the world's sexiest dentist. Editor-at-large of Country Highway Magazine, Walter Kerr. A little slow there, everybody. He looks like the guy who hands you a homemade rap CD. Comedian Sherrod Small.
I got a cup.
He's all about free speech and looks like he's never seen a beach. CEO and co-founder of The Federalist, Sean Davis. And she went from shirtless rockers to beta blockers. Host of the Kennedy Saves the World podcast, Kennedy. All right, it's Friday, so before we get to some news stories, let's do this.
Greg's Leftovers.
It's Leftovers, where I read the jokes we didn't use this week, and as always, it's my first time reading them, so if they suck, we'll cover Joe Mackey in powdered sugar and a Trump wig and send him to Rosie O'Donnell's house. Yes, you won't know whether to eat him or him. All right. Unnecessary, really. Unnecessary.
Both.
I don't know why I said that.
Both.
Do both.
Do both.
Why choose?
White privilege. That's nice.
All right. In Minneapolis, the city attorney's office invited the staff to a healing circle with therapy goats. Or as Tim Waltz calls it, date night. Yeah. James Comer announced that he plans to hold Hillary Clinton in contempt for skipping the Epstein deposition. Bill Clinton? Oh. All right, you done? Bill Clinton was confused by the action, saying, "Why would anyone want to hold Hillary Clinton?" Yeah. On Ben Shapiro's podcast, Gavin Newsom refused to answer if boys could become girls. He said he has a lot of empathy for transgenders, being that he also used to have testicles. Despite spending millions on Star Trek, Starfleet Academy, the new Paramount show was terribly received. Trekkies were so upset that they threatened to have sex. Get it?
With Joe Mackey?
Yes, with Joe Mackey. Two-time World Cup winner Megan Rapinoe appeared in a TV ad. Oh, control yourselves. She appeared in a TV ad saying men should be able to play women's sports. Sorry, Megan, they already do. It's called soccer. In Minneapolis, 3 illegal aliens are accused of beating an ICE agent with a shovel. On the bright side, it's nice to see an illegal using something besides a leaf blower.
Oh, man.
It's just an observation. The nurses' strike continues here in New York City. The most upset, the female doctors who have to keep telling patients that they're doctors. You know it's true. 2 OnlyFans models were kicked off a flight for drunk and unruly behavior. They both blew a .8 as well as the pilot. So nice that he let us use his picture. In Florida, a massage parlor employee faces charges for defecating toward police during a health inspection. The inspector's conclusion, she needs more fiber. Democratic Representative Sri Thanadar says he intends to introduce a bill to abolish ICE. He plans on doing this after he gets off his shift on Fantasy Island. Yes, I knew they'd like that. New York City singles are now going on dates wearing blindfolds, hoping to find a deeper connection. And the dates always begin with the first question, are you ugly? Ellen DeGeneres has reportedly dropped $27 million on a mansion in California. Wow, that's a lot of money. Maybe I should start dating women.
It's ladies' choice.
You know, I should read these first. Sends the wrong message to all those kids who look up to me. Or at me. That was a funnier joke. Kids don't look up to me, they just look at me. All right. Gen Z has a new word. It's called choppleganger, which is an uglier version of an already gross-looking person. In other words, if you think Jabba the Hutt is repulsive, wait till you see his choppleganger. Wait till you see his And finally, at an automotive plant, President Trump gave the middle finger to a heckler. Meanwhile, Joe Biden gave his middle finger to a bone collector. I like that joke, and I don't care what you think. All right. So Kamala and Doug just bought an $8 million, 4,000 square foot mansion in Malibu. It's a beachfront pad in the exclusive Point Doom home to celebrities, tech nerds, and one of the few spots in town not ruined by the wildfires or covered in Hunter Biden's DNA. I that up. It has 4 bedrooms, or more importantly for Kamala, 6 bathrooms, since that's where she usually wakes up. But wait, run, Kamala. Your home's near the water. Didn't you warn us that rising sea levels would destroy us all?
Extreme weather events, which are increasing. Climate change is real.
Climate change has become a climate crisis.
I was in Portsmouth yesterday. Within a relatively short period of time, we'll be underwater.
Sorry, lady. The only thing underwater is your credibility and your vocabulary. And the only level rising was your blood alcohol at TGI Fridays. Plus, if your claims were real, then Doug would be out right now buying lifeboats for nannies. But this house is the kind of payoff that most Democrat politicians work for. The Obamas, they have a beachfront house in Hawaii and another house in Martha's Vineyard. And get this, they travel to and from in another giant house. Thank you. The Clintons, Scranton Joe, they all start out working class just like you. And then miraculously, they got more homes than J.B. Pritzker has chins. Pelosi's so rich, instead of getting plastic surgery, she pays everyone around her to blind themselves. Ilhan Omar has so much money, her and her brother can now afford to sleep in separate beds. Yeah, I bet in a few years, Kamala will have a yacht named Ship-Faced. Look, we aren't against people buying beach homes, just people who condemn us for wanting the same thing. It's not the house, it's the left's climate alarmist fantasy. Remember Al Gore's documentary, An Inconvenient Truth? Who knew that truth was him owning a house in Tennessee with a carbon footprint bigger than all my child labor asbestos factories combined? Kids really work hard. Meanwhile, their climate models were always off base. Satellites showed the amount of land scorched by fires declined this century, with 2025 on track for the lowest in 2 decades. Hurricane data has declined over the past century as climate-related deaths have dropped 98% over the same period. But for the left, the science was settled. They peddled a lie. They just moved the timelines, and one hot summer was used as proof to validate their delusions instead of God's way of saying, have more wet t-shirt contests. They blamed the wildfires on climate change, not the guy who allegedly started the fire with a lighter. And what of those unstable freaks like Greta? They went from save the earth to blame the Jews. All that panic stopped when the stats became more unbelievable. And yet the hypocrite Dems lived it up and flew private while you got paper straws that go limp faster than Don Lemon ordering lunch at Hooters. Yeah. As it turns out, all those existential crisis speeches weren't about saving humanity. It was about making bank until they could own a mansion on the coast. They profited while the rest of us suffered through their phony apocalyptic rhetoric. But it's like everything they push on us. None of this stuff ever really affects the decisions they make. The world didn't end, but neither did their grift. It just moved onto something else.
Period. Good to get it out. You got it out.
Thank you.
Got it out.
Walter, always a pleasure to see you. You're a journalist. You've been around since this whole thing started. In the 70s, it was the Ice Age. Then it moved into climate change. Is it weird that it no longer rates a crisis these days?
Well, you know, I hate to rain on your whole parade, but your writers need to visit some of the places they write about. I used to live in Point Dume. It's actually up high on a cliff.
Yes.
She's going to watch the rest of us drown, but she's going to be safe.
Yeah.
Just like she's one cliffside community up from Pacific Palisades, which of course burned down. So I think the real reason she's moving there is that it is a hive of celebrities. Barbra Streisand lives there. I'm sure there will be a tunnel between their houses. Bob Dylan lives there. But most importantly, let me tell you a bit of celebrity gossip. When I lived near Point Dume, I went into a bar that was the one that was open latest on the island. And I was getting a hamburger one night, and there was no one at the bar. And they were watching sports, and in walks Sean Penn. Sean Penn sits down at the bar, makes sure I recognize him, because they look at you to make sure you recognize them, and then they act like they're pissed off that you did.
Yes. I do that all the time.
Yeah, exactly. He then sits down at the bar, and I think Kamala will end up doing this all alone, and he says, "Can you switch to CNN?" and the lady said, "This is a good game." He said, "Can you switch to CNN?" She switched to CNN, and it was Larry King interviewing Sean Penn. And Sean Penn sat there for half an hour, rapt, absolutely, fascinated by the Sean Penn interview.
Wow. Do you think he knew that was him?
Yeah, I think he did. He didn't want to. I'm sure he has TV at home.
Yeah.
But he wanted other people to see Sean Penn watching Sean Penn being interviewed.
Yes.
And that I think will be her ultimate fate when she loses the presidency again.
Yes. It's more like, it's not, do you know who I am? It's like, do you know who that is? That's
Right.
me.
Do you know who that was?
Yes.
That was me. She's going to be a lonely person up there, but it's not going to be flooded. That's
Yes, that's hence the cliff.
Yeah.
Gerard, you sleep on the beach, don't you?
Sometimes Coney Island, but that's only, they give out free Nathan's hot dogs over there during the day. So,
lots of needles.
I gotta
you're
eat.
saying.
That's right. I gotta eat. Gotta eat.
Yeah, I don't think those are free. I think those are just in the dumpster.
I don't even think they're hot dogs.
Do you begrudge her buying a house?
First of all, $8 million mega mansion.
Yeah.
Stop.
No.
Stop it. $8 million. I'll pay half of that on rent in Manhattan. A mega mansion is what Ellen did, the $27 million.
Yes, yes.
So this one is $8 million is like a closet at Ellen's house.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's not a big house.
It's not a big
That's
house.
a starter kit when you talk about Malibu.
Yeah, that's.
I know I used to break into houses over there. So I know who got the good stuff. Barbra Streisand, good stuff. Help the economy.
What do you think about Doug Emhoff? He's happy. He's going to get to hire a lot of help.
Doug is like White Stedman for
Yeah.
Oprah.
Yes.
He just keep his head low and just make his sandwiches quietly.
Yeah.
And he gets to stay in the house.
Yes, exactly.
But he's a lot like Sean Penn. He beats up his girlfriends.
Oh.
Remember?
Allegedly.
Remember?
Did he
Allegedly.
beat her up?
Yes, that was a verified story during the presidential campaign. And
Yep.
then they do what every politician does, like, well, we already disclosed that. Like, that's so not a big deal. And the woman who was allegedly hit at, I think, Cannes was
Cannes
like,
Film
no, it's
Festival.
kind of a big deal, actually.
That's
Wow.
the fact checkers will let that stay in.
Nice.
Well, to be fair, we never met her.
Leave that in two. Sean, do you always know, like one of the things I noticed was that with the one thing that replaced climate hysteria with Trump hysteria. Like, you could take the same stories and you could put that Trump was the existential crisis, so that it'd move all that emphasis over there.
Yeah, I do love what they pulled off with the whole global warming thing. I'm genuinely impressed by it. They scared people with nicer weather.
Yes.
Like they make all these dystopian movies about the Ice Age. They call it nuclear winter. They don't call it nuclear summer. There's no dystopian novel called The Beach Age.
Yeah.
There's no, hey, we can wear shorts in March now age.
Yes.
No, it's the Ice Age. Getting warmer is awesome. So I just want to go on record as I am a major fan of global warming, and I want more of it.
It is true, though. Bjorn Lomborg has often pointed out that when the temperatures increase, you save more lives. But they always tend to avoid that. It's more about the spotted owl or the... By the way, that's a very glittery dress.
Thank you, Greg.
Yes, I didn't say I liked it. I just said it's glittery.
I don't care. I'll take anything you say as a compliment. It's better for my mental health.
So anyway, what are your thoughts on this?
No,
house?
Bjorn Lomborg has always said, like, human beings essentially evolved from one of the hottest places on the planet, the Olduvai Gorge in Africa.
Ooh.
And
Hello. Shout out.
Shout out.
The hood, baby.
And I
The
think,
original hood.
You know, I just want to build on something, the foundation that Sean very appropriately laid. And that is, I think the reason they're pushing so many GLP-1s is because it is going to get hot, and there are going to be so many people in bikinis and Speedos that they're doing whatever they can to make people look good.
Yes.
So everyone is still sexually attractive, so we continue to procreate, because that way, if we're procreating and can't afford a nanny, Doug Emhoff will be kind enough to hire them for us and house them in his Malibu mini mansion.
That's sweet.
Yeah, what a giver. She is such a artist.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, all I want to do is go back home to Pacific Palisades, and you can't because the state, and I know I've talked about this so many times, but it's so frustrating because we can't get the insurance companies to settle with any of the homeowners because politicians like Kamala Harris are blocking us. And she doesn't want to run for governor in California because it's a broken system, you know, but she was the co-sponsor of the Living Shorelines Act because we're all going to die. And now she's like, I'm going to go ahead and live in one of those shorelines after I get those $1 vodka Ritas at Zuma Sushi.
I will tell you, I think the real reason she moved there, and this is from somebody who lived in Malibu, it is absolutely full of rehabs.
That's true.
Very true.
That's true. I've been to a couple.
Yeah.
I've been to a couple of them.
But you didn't go to stay. You just were going in to steal.
No, well, if it's an empty bed.
Hey, he started it.
No.
They're going to clip this out of context. And they're
No, Greg, the crowd's right. That was out of hand.
How dare you?
I went there to be rehabbed, Greg.
Yes.
I will not be embarrassed on the show.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.